Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us this morning, and thanks to Australian men's head coach Justin Langer for coming along to chat with all you guys today. Obviously, into the final against New Zealand on Sunday.
Thanks, Cole. Hi, Justin. Firstly, this is one trophy that Australia has never won in cricket. It's a pretty rare thing. How important is it to the team to win this trophy that you never have before?
Yeah, it's something we talked about before the series began. I've mentioned this a couple of times. We've got such a rich history, and it's be nice to add this piece to the puzzle, that's for sure.
Jalissa Apps.
Hi, Justin. Congratulations. I was just wondering if you can talk us through your feelings at the end of the match, and did you have belief that they could do it, and just the composure from Matthew Wade to be able to belt those huge sixes?
Yeah, I thought Matthew Wade and Marcus Stoinis, again, their partnership was outstanding. But yeah, it was really calm, actually. We know how deep we bat. We know how talented we've been watching our guys at training. So I think there's a real confidence the whole way through. Losing those couple of wickets in the middle probably made us a little bit nervous. But again, the way the guys have been going about their business in preparation, then to finish it off last night was a lot of fun. It was great fun to be there. Everyone was calm. It was fun. And it was a great experience.
Justin, Andrew McKinlay, apologies if this question has been asked. I beg your pardon in advance, but just to move the conversation and the news cycle on a bit, can you rate New Zealand for me, and just how much respect do you as a sports lover have of them as a sporting nation?
Well, we've been brought up watching the All Blacks, haven't we? And I think that the way New Zealand cricket have gone about their business for the last few years has been outstanding. They're a really good bunch of blokes. They get on with the job and they get it done. So we're going to have to be at our best, like we have been throughout this tournament, to beat New Zealand. There's great respect between both teams. There's friendships between both teams through the way the guys play their IPL now and different leagues around the world. So, yeah, we're really looking forward to this contest. There's a lot of history, the old Anzac history. It's going to be great. It's going to be a great night. It's going to be fascinating to see what happens on Sunday night, because last night there must have been, I'm not sure the capacity of the crowd. It was like being at a rock concert. It was that loud, and I reckon 95% of the crowd supporters were Pakistani. So I'm not sure how many people will be there on Sunday night, but look, whatever way, it's going to be a brilliant spectacle, and we can't wait.
Thanks, JL.
Andrew McCormack.
Hey, Justin. Matty Wade said yesterday, sort of in his post-match presser, that he was going into the game potentially thinking it could have been his last game. Do you think that's accurate? And was it sort of those stakes, do you think, for him? I mean, he obviously was sort of projecting into the future and thinking that, if he fails, it's his last game. He sort of extended his career by one game at least.
It won't be now, will it? Something that we talked about pre-tournament. The question before about we haven't won the T20 World Cup. So that was in the past. We talked about you never know what's going to happen in the future. So we're just going to concentrate on now. And this is such a closely knit group of guys. They're having a lot of fun on and off the field. They're working really hard. And, I guess everyone thinks about that. But, gee, he was good last night. And, he's a great leader within the group. He's very, very well respected amongst the group, and he's got so much talent. When he hit those sixes last night, it might have surprised some people, but we've been watching that for the last 12 or 18 months, particularly at practice. He's an incredibly talented, very important part of this team.
And just quickly, if I can, Cole, the David Warner double bounce hit. I mean, I think I know your answer to this, but unsportsmanlike or fair game?
Oh, my gosh. It's one of the best things I've ever seen in the game of cricket. I can't believe anyone would have the instincts to do that. It was unbelievable. To me, there was not in fact, most people probably would have just not sure what to do. It was one of the best things I've seen on the cricket field, to be completely honest. Have those instincts. One, it's a no ball. And then to have the talent and ability to hit it for six, unbelievable. And then he walked, of course, when he nicked it. So anyone thinks it's unsportsmanlike probably evens it up a bit.
Raj.
Thanks, mate.
Hi, thanks, Cole. Hi, Justin. We just saw the benefits of having an extra batsman in the lineup in last night's game. Do you think that is going to play a critical part even when you bat first, for example, in the final if you lose the toss?
Yeah, of course. Hopefully, if we bat first, it gives the guys. It's one thing to talk about fearless, and it's almost like every T20 team will use that word. I want to be fearless, but the first time I've really seen it was when we had that Bangladesh chase, and I think it's a real blueprint for this tournament, but also into the future for Australia's white ball cricket. So when Marcus Stoinis, I think Wadey might have mentioned it last night in the press, when Marcus Stoinis, the ball after the wicket hit the six off the leggy. I mean, that's what you call fearless cricket. And if we're going to win this tournament, we've got to continue on with the way we played from Bangladesh. So bat first or second, that fearless or aggressive batting is going to be crucial.
Bill Farrell.
Thanks, Cole. Hey, Justin, congratulations. Just first of all, you've got a tournament in the UAE and all the talk about the conditions going into it. You've ended up with Australia and New Zealand playing the final. Just so your thoughts on how that's transpired. And you mentioned David Warner walking off after at that point. Are you going to have a chat about reviews and how you review?
There was so much noise there last night, Mel. It was honestly like a rock concert. So I think, yeah, we've all talked about it. He was surprised. Maxi was surprised. It was his partner when he saw it on a replay later on in the innings. So anyway, we'll work through that. And the first part of the question
about
Australia,
sorry,
sorry. I mentioned, I think last time I spoke to you guys, that one of the worries of this tournament for us was lack of match practice. We've got plenty of that now, and we thought the wickets would really deteriorate, but they've been incredible. The way the groundsmen have been able to produce these wickets after the IPL and now through this whole World Cup with a lot of traffic on them. Even the practice wickets have been very good. So it's a great credit to them, and they should get a real shout out. So we've been surprised, but very pleasantly surprised.
Thanks.
Shane Hope.
Justin, just one on Adam Zampa. How important has he been for you during this tournament, and how important is he to your chances against New Zealand?
He's been excellent, hasn't he? He's another one really important part of the team. He's a bit different. He brings energy. He brings energy on and off the field for us. So he's been excellent. We see that leg spinners generally have a big impact in T20 cricket, and Zamps is no different. We also gave him the challenge because of the border restrictions and the leading up to the tournament. He didn't have the perfect preparation, but he up in Byron Bay, he was out at the local cricket field. He bowled all the way through from the end of Bangladesh. He kept that going. He saw the physio a couple of times a week. He did all the things that we asked for him, and now he's getting the rewards. So we're really very pleased for him.
David Mark.
Thanks, Colin. Justin. Justin, just wondering what your thoughts and emotions were when Maxwell got out and shortly after the run rate got above 2 runs a ball.
Yeah, well, that's Maxi. He just hit it a bit squarer. He would have gone in with a preconceived plan on how he's going to play. He just hit a bit squarer than he would have liked. That said, we watch him. I've watched him on the field and at training. The way he plays that shot, there's no one better in the world at it. So, and then it was very similar. We're all sitting in the same room where I'm sitting right now watching the New Zealand-England game. And it's always been my view that when it gets over 2 runs a ball, that's when you start getting nervous, but you need one big over. New Zealand were able to do that through Neesham the other night, and then obviously last time with Daryl Mitchell. But we were able to do that as well. So it just takes one big over in T20 cricket to change the momentum. And we're all thankful that it happened last night.
Did you have any doubts at any point during the match that you weren't going to make it? And if so, why? And if not, why?
No, not really. I mentioned that in the first question, that there's a real calmness in the group, really calm. Really, we know how they're really backing themselves in. They're very well prepared. They've got some real confidence now, and there's just a really good feeling in the group. So everyone was pretty calm the whole way.
Andrew Wu.
Yeah, g'day, Justin. Congratulations. Wanted to ask you about, I suppose, some of the key moves you've made in this tournament with selection, backing in Aaron Finch and Dave Warner, moving Matthew Wade and Marcus Stoinis into new roles pretty late in the piece, and also backing in your 3 quicks on in the Middle East on pitches that traditionally haven't helped. When were those decisions made? And tell us about the, I guess, your belief and the faith in sticking to those plans even after the England game.
Yeah, well, the Aaron Finch, Dave Warner is a no-brainer. They're probably the best one of the best opening partnerships in the world and in our history of white ball cricket. So that was a no-brainer. We've been searching publicly. We've been talking about it for a long time. We need some finishers. And I know there's a lot of commentary about we could have Marcus Stoinis up in the top order. We could have Matthew Wade up in the top order. But when you've got David Warner and Aaron Finch, you can only have two openers. And in the top three, Mitch Marsh grabbed his opportunity in the West Indies and Bangladesh. I've known him since he's a baby, and I've never seen him play as well as he's playing at the moment. So that was that final piece of the puzzle for us. Maxi fits in. Steve Smith is the Mr. Fix-It. And we've been talking about we need some finishers, and it's just so pleasing to see Marcus Stoinis and Matthew Wade grabbing that opportunity. It's brilliant. The truth is, in Big Bash cricket, most guys open or they bat up the order, but we had to find guys, and we've tried different combinations over the last 12 months or so to find those finishers, and we've found a couple of rippers at the moment. So that, and with the bowling, we knew that through the IPL and through this World Cup, but also basically through all of T20 history, the power play overs are so important. And if you have the three quicks, we've found that we can get better combinations. And for most of the games, it's worked really well. So that's why we've got the three quicks. Maxi bowls a bit. We're lucky to have the two all-rounders with the two medium pacers. So we've got a pretty well-balanced bowling attack, I reckon. So we've been thinking about this stuff for 12 months leading into the World Cup, probably 18 months. And it's nice that it's starting to pay off. And it was like the England game. All the information we had for that game, I think there was 9 of us in the room that when we made the decision, and 8 of us put our hand up and said, yeah, I think that's the way to go, playing Ashton Agar. It was tough on Mitch. You know, with all the information that we had for that game, that's how we went with it. So, but so far it's working out okay.
And as a group, have you drawn any inspiration from the 1999 World Cup, from Steve Waugh, and how that tournament halfway through was looking a bit hairy? I suppose after the England game, it was sort of destiny was a little bit out of your control with the run rate. Any similarities in your mind?
We haven't talked about it, to be honest. But again, it was in a tournament like this, when you're only playing 5 games, it would have been, I guess South Africa would feel the same way. They won 4 games out of 5 and they didn't make the semi-final. We would have, if it went against us the other night, we would have felt the same way. So we haven't really thought too much. We're just thinking about now and playing our best cricket right now.
Thanks.
Henry Peters.
Yeah, hi, Justin. Obviously, the team's form wasn't ideal coming into the tournament, but now you're through the decider, which is a great result. Is there a degree of vindication that you've come that far after the lead-in?
Well, not really. We've got our best team in, best squad in. There's been lots of reasons, and I've said this publicly and a few times, that there was reasons why our form on the surface wasn't as we would have liked. You know, but we knew we had a lot of great faith in the squad we're picking. We had a lot of great faith in the preparation we had. I think the tournament for in the tours to West Indies and Bangladesh, I think Finchy said it yesterday, was brilliant for the depth of our squad and for Australian cricket. We've got a number of the guys here who haven't played. Mitch Marsh took that spot. Josh Hazlewood did a great job and hadn't played much T20 cricket before. So all this comes together. It's more fun winning than losing, I promise. But in the big scheme of things, it's about this World Cup tournament. And so far, the pieces of the puzzle are fitting together quite nicely.
Thank you.
Lockie McCurdy.
Hey, Justin, obviously it was revealed Mohammad Rizwan spent the night in hospital a couple of nights ago before that knock last night. What did you make of that knock? That was pretty special for him to come and produce something like that.
I didn't know he spent time in hospital. I know Matty Hayden has told me he's a terrific young bloke, and he's dangerous. I think his power hitting, we knew about that. The way he was able to get across and hit to the leg side yesterday, great talent. The other thing is that with him and the Pakistanis, it was like a home game for them last night, not only because of the crowd there, but they've played here in Dubai for so many years. So I think they had an incredible record of winning consecutive games up until last night. So, he's one of the talented players. Babar Azam, one of the great players in the world at the moment. So, yeah, we were nervous of their batting. I think the first over of the innings as well was one of the best overs I've seen. We could have been 2 down and really under the pump. So, yeah, they're a very talented side, Pakistan, very humble guys. They're a very nice bunch of guys. So it was a good contest, and it was good watching that talent.
Last one, folks. Lawrence Booth.
Hi, Justin. I think every team chasing under lights in Dubai in this tournament has won. Just wonder whether that's a slight concern going into the final, that the toss is becoming too important.
A good question. Finchy actually thought about batting last night because it was a big final. I think a few people talked him out of it. But yeah, look, you can't deny the statistics, no question about that. But I also know in a final, we saw how close last night got. It could have gone either way when we're 5 for 90 or 99 or whatever it was. So whatever way, it's very important that we have the mindset, whether we bat first or bowl first, that we can win from any situation. So that mindset's going to be important. As I said, you can't deny the statistics, but we've got to have the mindset that we'll win from either position.
Thanks.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for coming along this morning, and we'll catch up with all of you guys in the coming days. Thanks again.